Birkerød Gymnasium was founded in 1868. Originally, the school was a school for boys only, but in 1905, girls began to attend. The school is situated in beautiful countryside. In 1991, the school became an IB World School, offering the International Baccalaureate program. Today, the school consists of a mix of local and international students.
Hi, welcome to BG. Come in. My name's Joshua. I'm from the USA, and I do IB here at BG. This is my friend Steven.
Yeah, I'm Steven. I do the pre-IB, and I'm from Russia.
Today we're going to do our open house meeting to show you around the school and give you an idea of what it's like to go here.
Traditionally, this would be done physically, but as of Corona, that is not possible.
We really are grateful to be doing the IB program because it is so inclusive of so many cultures, no matter who you are or where you're from.
As well as the IB diploma, we'll also be showing parts of BG.
For example, this very hallway is where hundreds of hardworking students pass through the door to start a hardworking day.
We'll also be introducing the staff of BG.
For example, here to kick it off is our principal, Klaus.
Hi everyone, and welcome to BG. I'm very happy to greet you to a school where we have 1,100 students and 130 dedicated teachers. We have a boarding school with room for 80 students, and we're a place where we are very concerned about your well-being. Here, we have a school with a very distinct international vibe. So we have a lot of Danish students, and most of the Danish students are reading here on STX or HF. But remember, we have a lot of IB classes, and the diploma program is something that we're very proud of and we take very, very serious. We have a lot of traditions. We're an old school. We've been here for 150 years, and we are ready for you after this vacation, after this summer holiday, for a new year. We're ready for you, and we're ready for a normal school day, as normal as possible. And hopefully we're going to have cafes, a party now and then, and we're going to have fantastic talent programs and a lot of other things. We are ready for you. Are you ready for us? I hope so.
Lovely introduction. Where to next, Steven?
Now we're going to the assembly hall, also known as the fellesal.
Welcome to the assembly hall. Right now it is empty, but usually we'd be hosting this open house here, as well as throughout the school year doing various informational assemblies, fun assemblies, and morning meetings. It's also the home of an occasional concert. And what else, Steven?
Apart from that, this is the place where people study and eat lunch and hang out in general. There's also a place to study outside. In the air, fresh air?
Yeah. There's also a nice little grand piano, which is often played during lunch and breaks. And now, a message from Christina.
Hello out there. My name is Christina Rytab, and I'm the IB coordinator at Birkerød Gymnasium. At Birkerød Gymnasium, you will find a true international environment. We have more than 50 nationalities represented in our pre-IB and IB peer group. So when you walk through these halls, here you will not only hear Danish and English being spoken, but also a lot of other different kinds of native tongues such as Spanish, Russian, German, Chinese, etc. Birkerød Gymnasium is a Danish state school, and we offer both Danish and international programs. And it is this mix, an international environment in a Danish setting, that we think is a very, very good choice of school before university, no matter whether you would like to apply for universities in Denmark or in other countries. Our students, they apply for a vast variety of educational programs at universities and colleges, both in Denmark and in many other countries. We have experienced student counselors that help in this process, of course. We are highly experienced with running the IB diploma program because we have offered the IB for almost 30 years, since 1991. We're also one of the biggest diploma schools in the country. We have around 325 pre-IB and IB students. So if you're looking for a global environment in a local setting, BG is the perfect match. BG is an upper secondary school with students in the age range of 15 to 19 to 20 years of age. And here at BG you will be able to find a school life, a student life where you will be challenged academically and where you can also develop yourself socially and personally. As a student you will of course have to play an active part in this. We aim at being a school where you will feel at home and feel that you belong and where you thrive. Apart from providing the academics, of course, we also have a lot of different kinds of extracurricular activities at school. For instance, we have a lot of different clubs, we have creative activities, and we also have charity projects that you can sign up for. Every year we welcome around 150 new pre-IB and IB students here at BG, and we hope that you will be one of them.
Hi everyone, we're going to show you some classrooms around the school, and we're gonna start with E5 or the editing room. So yeah. This is the room where we have computers to edit stuff, and we also have a green screen. And we basically do all the editing stuff and do our own projects, so yeah.
Hello, we're gonna show you some classrooms. This is our music room.
And here is where we do practical lessons and hands-on with the instruments.
Bonjour, je suis dans un local français et ici nous parlons français.
Hola, estamos en una de las aulas de español de la escuela. Aquí tenemos español.
So this is one of the science room at BG. It's mostly used by the Danish department, but we sometimes come in here for chemistry and English sometimes actually.
Hello and welcome to BG's art room. It is in this room that every artist on BG can come and make their art. We have a lot of things to make art with. We have a lot of paint and we have a lot of painting tools. It is not just in the lectures you can make your art, you can also make your art in your spare time. If you have a lecture that has been cancelled, you can come down here and make your paint.
Welcome to one of the many comfortable spaces around BG where you can lounge, hang out, or study during whatever free time you might have. Here we're gonna just talk a little bit about what the experience is like going here. Just to start us off with a little bit about IB. You don't go to IB, of course.
No, I don't.
One of the obvious things about IB is, as an international program, there's a very high standard academically. You learn a lot in the program, and it prepares you for a wide range of possible career paths. But I think the important thing about BG is that there's also a lot of social opportunity, and the school supports it. and I'll hand that over to Paul.
Yeah, so there's a lot of social experiences here. There's after-school clubs. I'll give a few examples. There's MUN club, which is for debating. It's really good for improving your social skills and communication skills. Then there's creative gardening. And if you're not really into there's also sports, like there's a football team, and also I think maybe later on there's a volleyball team. But there's lots of social experiences after school and in school where you can get to meet together with friends from across classes, and it's a really good mix with the IB program and the social aspect together, which is perfect for CAS, which is also something that you have to do in the school. It's mandatory. And yeah, my first day at school I was very surprised by how big the school was. It's a very big school compared to other Danish schools that I visited that were international. And yeah, I think that it was a really good first day experience. Steven, do you want to talk about anything?
Yeah, I actually agree with Paul. It is, I like the extracurricular activities and other parts of the school. My brother told me a lot about it. He went to the school quite a bit ago, 10 years ago. So I had a lot of tips and things that he told me about. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually also had a sister who went here, I think 2 years ago or something, and she also told a lot about this school. And I know a lot of other people who also went here, and they just told me a lot of good things about this school, which really made me consider this school like my first priority.
Yeah.
No, well, that's exactly right. But I noticed you mentioned the size of the school. Was that?
Oh, that was me.
That was you. Okay, you didn't mention the size of the school. No, it was brought up, and I think one of the things that is often brought up about BG that I often hear from students and students from all the departments is that it is enriching to have the multiple different portions of the school. You have the boarding school where people really have gotten to know each other. You have two separate, you have the STX department, the HF department, the IB department, really people from many walks of life, but also having different current life experiences coming together and learning together in a way that I think really improves the experience and makes it something you can really value later in life.
Joshua, I'm going to add something on.
Go right ahead.
Another good thing about BG is that there are many people from different countries. So just like you said, they have different cultural backgrounds, and it's a very nice, way of finding out what they think, what their values are, and what they believe in compared to what we do.
This recent Christmas season, I discovered there are a lot of cultures that don't celebrate Christmas, and that came as a huge surprise to me. That was very much interesting.
And something I want to focus on with the school is the mix between the IB department and then the Danish department. Because at first, when you look at it, it seems like it's very divided. But when you actually go to the school, you're actually surprised how much they interact with the STX students as well. So if you like the Danish culture but want the English-speaking portion of it and the international portion, it's a very good mix, I would say, if you go to the school.
And obviously a lot of people who are considering BG for its IB program wouldn't necessarily see that as an advantage over other schools, but as somebody who has been to at least one other international school which had a separate department, I can see it is actually a challenge for these administrations to integrate the Danish students and the international students. And in my experience, a lot of the time there is a very strong separation between them. But at BG, it was actually quite surprising that everybody was so the environment fosters a lot of interpersonal connection, regardless of what you're actually doing here, whether it be STX, HF, IB.
Yeah, especially the clubs you can join and like all the social stuff you can do outside of school, but like that is from the school, or what do you say? I mean, yeah, but it really encouraged people to do something, do some school stuff outside of school.
Yeah,
if that's
to do it
right.
together.
Yeah, to get together, and that's also how I learned a lot of new people. Got to know a lot of new people, and especially the IB department, because in the beginning I actually didn't know a lot of IBs at all. But then I joined like this morning meeting where I am editing it, and that really made me like be a part of the IB.
Yeah, a lot of
like not directly a part of the IBs, but like their social groups and stuff.
Yeah, and
that was really bad. That was so bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's fantastic. No worries. There's a lot of social flowers here at BG.
Yeah.
Something about it is really, I don't know what it is. It just kind of happens. But I remember the first time I went to a party since leaving my old school and coming here. Yeah. Because I was never really big on parties, and now I'm not anymore for obvious reasons regarding a disease. Yeah. But I was really blown away by how outgoing everyone was and how easy it was to network in the party environment, because it always seemed kind of cliquey before. Okay, Matilda.
Yeah.
So, as we know, you're in STX. You're not in IB. So, can you tell us a little bit about what that's like and how
like STX?
Yeah, STX.
Yeah, I mean STX is like just like normal school. Like if you come from folkeskole, then it's just like when you're getting a higher level. It's just kind of the same. But I can see there's a lot different from IB. Because I hear that your tests are like written in your hand. Like we always use computer, always. And yeah.
Interesting.
It's actually quite normal.
That is interesting.
Is there anyone that takes notes by hand?
I mean, I think a lot of us do with in our like science subjects, because they are like really hard to. It's hard to like write all these formulas on the computer when the teacher's just writing on the blackboard. So like a lot of us take notes in hand there, but otherwise always on computer.
And I guess on that note, one of the more collaborative activities between STX and IB would be the Morgenmøde.
Yeah,
which
really.
The three of us are a part of.
Yes.
Fortunately not Stephen.
No.
And I remember being a little bit nervous about what that experience was going to be like, producing what was at that point a virtual talk show of sorts with classmates. It felt like it was,
But that was only because of Corona, though.
That was because of Corona. It was a virtual talk show.
So normally it would be the whole school would be sitting on the stage, and the host would be on. The host would be on the stage, and all the students would be sitting in front, and then the host would be talking to the audience and introducing different music elements and presentations and any other important information. Yeah. But now that Corona has come, we've had to make a virtual show, and it's really interesting because in the start we got a lot of help from the teachers, but now it's become more independent. So the club is really only run by the students. They decide most of what we want to do and what we want to produce, and that's something that's really, really interesting.
Yeah. There's also pastries, I have to say. that really calmed my nerves the first time around. Is
free pastries.
Free cake.
Yeah, I remember I was also like, oh my god, there's cake. So
for us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I also want to say that you can also make your own club. You have to plan it, and then you go talk to the counselors, and you can make your own club and ask other people to
join.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to like get to know other people, especially from the different departments.
Yeah.
Like this morning meeting, that was the thing that made me like friends with the IBs, the IBs. I didn't have any friends from the IB apartment before, actually.
And it's great, Cass. If you ever join IB, the phrase "it's great, Cass" is one you'll become very familiar with, because everything, mostly fun things, sometimes things that you're reluctant to do, Cass is always the best excuse. A lot of stuff, because it is just something you have to always be considering, is when am I going to do my next creative, active, or servicing thing? Yeah. Anyways.
So that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, it's a great way of doing it.
Clubs, yeah. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening in. And now it's time for Mette to tell you how to apply for BG.
Hello, my name is Mette Benson and I'm one of the counselors at the IB office. I am here to tell you about the application process, and it's actually very simple. What you have to do is go on our school's website, look under IB and under IB application information, and then you will just go ahead from there. Everything is done online. Once you've found the correct place on our website, you have to be aware that we need a number of documents attached to your application form. That will primarily be your grade report cards, possibly or hopefully also a recommendation letter from your present school, and it has to be a personal statement also. You may also wish to attach a number of other documents necessary for us to assess your application. Please be aware that we would very much appreciate if you do not submit your application before those documents are ready to be attached. Some schools do prefer to send, for example, grades and letters of recommendation directly to the school, and that is also acceptable from us. If that is the case, please ask them, please ask them to do so and tick off on the application form that is going to happen. If you are applying directly into the pre-IB year, you have to know that the pre-IB year is equivalent to the first year of the Danish STX. It's also equivalent to the final year of the British GCSEs, or the international version, the IGCSEs. It's equivalent to the last year of the IB program called Middle Years Program, and it's also equivalent to the American 11th year. It's a requirement that you are 15 when you start with us in August, and it's also a requirement that you have completed either the 9th or the 10th school year when you apply, or actually not when you apply, but when you start with us. Whether it's the 9th or the 10th will depend on the school system that you come from. If you come from the Danish school program, please be aware also that you need to apply through optagelse.dk. If you are not applying for pre-IB but directly into the 2-year IB diploma program, you have to know that that is equivalent to the last 2 years of the Danish STX, or to the British A-levels, or to the American 12th year in combination with the first year at college. Whether it's one or the other will depend which high school you come from and which honor programs or AP classes you've had. There's also a requirement here. In this case, you have to have completed either the 10th or the 11th school year, and you have to have completed that by June 21. When you apply for the IB diploma program, your subject choices are important, and it's therefore very important that you go to our website and read the subject guidelines very carefully. You can also go in and find specific information on the individual subjects. For both subjects, or not subjects, but for both pre-IB and for IB, the application deadline is March 1st. Anything that I have said you can find on our website, so go there for more information, please.
So here we are in the final part of our virtual open house. Right now we're in the meeting room number 4, which is made for consultations and different other meetings. Yeah?
Yeah, it also has a beautiful view.
Yeah, it does.
Before we go, I'd like to direct you to some of the other resources you can check out on this site to get a better understanding of what life is like here. There's a video by Christina in which she goes into the nuances of the IB program itself. There's a video of student discussions about life here at BG. And finally, there are live chat rooms where you can talk to students, teachers, and IB coordinators with any further questions you may have. And thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Joshua.
And thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.